minutes to go, Harry heard something crack outside. He hoped the roof wasn't going to fall in, although he might be warmer if it did. 4 minutes to go. Maybe the house in Provide Drive will be so full of letters when they get back that he'd be able to steal one somehow. 3 minutes to go. Was that the sea slapping hard on the rock like that? And 2 minutes to go. What was that funny crunching noise? Was the rock cobbling into the sea? 1 minute to go, and he'd be 11. 30 seconds. 20. 10. 9. Maybe he wake Dudley up just to annoy him. 3, 2, 1. Boom! The whole shack shivered, and Harry sat bolt upright, staring at the door. Someone was outside, knocking to come in. Chapter 4. The Keeper of the Keys. Boom! They knocked again. Dudley dragged awake. "Where's the cannon?" he said stupidly. There was a crash behind them, and Uncle Vernon had skidding into the room. He was holding a rifle in his hand. Now they knew what had been in the long, thin package he had brought with them. "Who's there?" he shouted. "I warn you, I'm armed." There was a pause, then smash. The door was hit with sharp force, and its wires clean of its hinges, and with a damn thing crashed landed flat on the floor. A giant of a man was standing in the doorway. His face was almost completely hidden by a long, shaggy mane of hair and a wild, tangling beard, but you could make out his eyes glinting like a black beetle's under all the hair. The giant squeezed his way to the hut, stooping so that his head just brushed the ceiling. He bent down, picked up the door, and fitted easily back to his room. The noise of the storm outside trapped a little. He turned to look at them all. "Couldn't make us a cup of tea, could you? It's not been an easy journey." He strode over to the sofa where Dudley sat frozen with fear. "Badge up, you grandam," said the stranger. Dudley screamed and ran to hide behind his mother, who was crouching, terrified behind Uncle Vernon. "And here's Harry," said the giant. Harry looked up into the fierce, wild, shadowy face and saw the bitter eyes was twinkle in a smile. "Last time I saw you, you was only a baby," said the giant. "You look a lot like your dad, but you got your mom's eyes." Uncle Vernon made a funny rasping voice. "I demand that you leave at once, sir," he said. "You are breaking and entering." "Ah, shut up, Dursley, you great prune," said the giant. He reached over a back of the sofa, dragged the gun out of Uncle Vernon's head, behind it into a knot as easily as if it could have been made of rubber, and threw it into a corner of the room. Uncle Vernon made another funny noise, like a mouse being shut out. "Anyway, Harry," said the giant, turning his back on the Dursleys, "a very happy birthday to you. Got something for you here. I must sit down at some point, but it will taste all right." From an inside pocket of his black overcoat, he pulled a slightly squashed box. Harry opened it with trembling fingers. Inside was a large, sticky chocolate cake with "Happy Birthday, Harry" written on a green icing. Harry looked up at the giant. He meant to say thank you, but the words got lost on the way to his mouth, and what he said instead was, "Who are you?" The giant chuckled. "True, I haven't introduced myself. Rubeus Hagrid, keeper of the keys and the grounds at Hogwarts." He held out an enormous hand and shook Harry's whole arm. "What about that tea, eh?" he said, rubbing his hands together. "I did say to sound drunker if you got in mind." eyes fell on the empty grate with the silver tree bags and ignored it. He bent down over the fireplace. They couldn't see what he was doing, but when he drew back a second later, there was a roaring fire there. He filled the whole damp hut with flickering light, and Harry felt the warmth wash over him as though he'd sunk into the hot bed. The giant sat back down on the sofa with Suggot under his right, and began taking all sorts of things out of the pockets for his coat, a copper kettle, a squashy packet of sausage, a poker, a teapot, several cheap mugs, and a bottle of some amber liquid that he took swing from before start to make tea. Soon a hut was full of the sound and smell of sizzling sausages. Nobody said a thing while the giant was working, but as he sailed a first 6 fat, juicy, slightly beige sausages from the poker, Dudley fidgeted a little. Uncle Vernon said sharply, "Don't touch anything he gives you, Dudley." The giant chuckled darkly. "Your great pudding of thumb don't need fatter anymore, Dursley. Don't worry." He passed a sausage to Harry, who was so hungry he never tasted anything so wonderful, but he still couldn't take his eyes off the giant. Finally, as nobody seemed out to explain anything, he said, "I'm sorry, but I still don't really know who you are." The giant took a gulp of tea and wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. "Call me Hagrid," he said. "Everyone does. Like I told you, I'm a keeper of keys at Hogwarts. You know about Hogwarts, of course?" No," said Harry. Hagrid rose shut. "Sorry," Harry said quickly. "Sorry?" barked Hagrid, turning to stare at the Dursley, who shrank back into the shadow. "It's them I should be sorry. I know you were getting your letters, but I never thought you wouldn't even know about Hogwarts. For crying out loud, did you never wonder where your parents learned it all?" "Oh, what?" asked Harry. "Oh, what?" Hagrid thundered. "Now wait just 1 second." He had leapt to his feet. In his anger, he seemed to fill the whole hut. The Dursleys were cowering against the wall. "Do you mean to tell me," he cried at the Dursleys, "that this boy know anything about anything?" Harry thought he was going to a bit far. He had been school after all, and his marks weren't bad. "I know something," he said. "I can, do maths and stuff." But Hagrid simply waved his hand and said, "About our world, I mean. Your world, my world, your parents' world." "What world?" Hagrid looked as if he was about to explode. "Dursley," he boomed. Uncle Vernon, who was very pale, whispered something that sounded like Mimble-Wimble. Hagrid stared widely at Harry. "But you must know about your mom and dad," he said. "I mean, they're famous. You're famous." "What? My mom and dad were famous, were they? You don't know? You don't know?" Hagrid ran his fingers through his hair, fixing Harry with a bumble stare. "You don't know what you are," he said finally. Uncle Vernon suddenly found his voice. "Stop," he commanded. "Stop right there, sir. I forbid you to tell the boy anything." A braver man than Vernon Dursley would have crouched under the furious look at Hagrid now gave them. When Hagrid spoke, his very syllable turned with rage. "You never told him? Never told him what was in the letter Dumbledore left for him?" "I was there. I saw Dumbledore leave it, Dursley." "And you keep it from in all these years?" "Keep what from me?" said Harry eagerly. "Stop! I forbid you!" yelled Uncle Vernon in panic. Aunt Petunia gave a gasp of horror. "Go boil your heads, both of you," said Hagrid. "Harry, you are a wizard." There was a silence inside the hut. Only the singing and the whistling wind could be heard. "I'm a what?" gasped Harry. "A wizard, of course," said Harry, sitting back down on the sofa with scrolling and sag lower. "And something good one, I say. One, you've been trained a bit. With a mom and dad like yours, what else would you be? And I reckon it's about time you read your letter." Harry stretched out his hand at last to take a yellow envelope, addressed and emerald green to Mr. H. Potter, the floor, hung on the rug, the sea. He pulled out a letter and read, "Hogwarts School of Wizard and Wizardry. Headmaster Albus Dumbledore, Order of Merlin, First Class, Grand Sorcerer, Chick O'Rourke, Spring Mark 1 International Conflict of Wizards. Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Wizards and Wizardry. Please find enclosed a list for all necessary books and equipment. Term begins September 1st. Will wait your hour by no later than July 31st. Your necessary Mrs. McGonagall, Minerva McGonagall, D.P. Headmistress." Questions exploded inside Harry's head like fireworks, and he couldn't decide which to ask first. After a few minutes, his dad murmured, "What does it mean? They wait my hour?" "Gulping gargles, that reminds me," said Hagrid, clapping a hand to his forehead with enough force to knock over the cart horse, and from yet another pocket inside his overcoat he pulled an owl, a real, live, rather rough-looking owl, a long quill, and a roll of parchment. With his tongue between his teeth, he scraped a note that Harry could read upside down. "Dear Professor Dumbledore, giving Harry his letter. Take him to buy his things tomorrow. Where's Harble? Hope you well, Hagrid." Hagrid rolled up the note, gave it to the owl, which clamped it in his bag, went to the door, and threw the owl out into the storm. Then he came back and sat down as though it was as normal as talking on the telephone. Harry realized his mouth was open and closed it quickly. "Where was I?" said Hagrid. But at the moment, Uncle Vernon, still ashy-faced but looked very angry, moved into the firelight. "He's not going," he said. Hagrid grunted. "I'd like to see a great muggle like you stop him," he said. "A what?" said Harry, interested. "A muggle," said Hagrid, "is what we call a magic folk like them, and it's your bet that you grow up a family the biggest muggle I ever laid my eyes on. We swore when we took it in, we put us to stop that rubbish," said Uncle Vernon. "So we stamped it out of him, wizard indeed." "You knew?" said Harry. "You knew a wizard?" "Knew?" shrieked Aunt Petunia suddenly. "Knew? Of course we knew. How could you not be? My jagged sister being what she was. Oh, she got a letter just like that and disappeared off that school, and came home every vacation with her pockets full of foxworm, turning Teacup into rats. I was the only one who saw her what she was, a freak. But for my mother and father, oh no, it was Lily this and Lily that. They were proud of having a witch in the family." He stopped to draw a deep breath and then was writing out. "It seems she has been waiting to say all this for years. Then she met that Potter at school and they left and got married and had you. And of course I knew you would be just the same, just as a normal. And then, if you please, she went to get herself blown up and we got landed with you." Harry has gone very white. As soon as he found his voice and he said, "Blown up? You told me they died in a car crash. Car crash. Road